Hey folks, Vic here with your weekly video. This past week we held a webinar, and folks, if you did not attend, I've included a link to the webinar recording in the text below this video or in the email that you received. Here's what you need to know. We sent a survey out to our existing and past Coaches Corner members, and to make a long story short, they told us what they liked and didn't like, issues they were having, that kind of stuff. And we've addressed them all head on. One of the issues and reasons for leaving the service was a lack of consistent profitability. I went over that in the webinar and showed them how they can fix that quite easily. So be sure to check out the webinar video. This week's video is a trade on the Euro-Canadian dollar pair, and once again I'm going to play Darko's PMA, his pre-market analysis video, where he pointed out the trade well in advance, of course. Then we'll look at the aftermath of the trade, and I'll talk a bit about that. We're just trying to constantly show you solid proof here that Darko calls trade setups in advance, never after the fact. So, we hope that this starts to instill some confidence in what we're doing. Even though this was a counter trend trade that I'm going to show you, it shows the power of using a great pattern together with other compelling information to come up with a really nice, trading opportunity. You'll hear Darko list off all the confluences that led him to post this setup for our members. All right, hope you like these videos and that they are either helpful or at the very least informative, and if so, we would greatly appreciate a thumbs up by hitting the like button, and also be sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking the button in the lower right corner of the video. Okay, let's start off with Darko talking about this setup in his pre-market analysis video.
At a very strong level, and this is a monthly ACAD. So what I'm seeing in here, let me just draw the box for you. This is what I'm seeing. Okay, monthly ACAD at monthly support. We are also at yearly level, but the yearly neckline, it's not like perfectly clean. It's like the correlation between wicks and bodies are like too much. So this is on a monthly basis. This is a very strong level, which is already tested. This is the second time. If it wasn't for that monthly ACAD, we will probably not be in this trade. This is also a weekly level. Okay, so what puts us in a trade? Monthly ACAD, weekly ACAD, daily pattern, weekly move, and now we have the monthly ACAD. Okay, so let's see how things goes.
Okay, so let's have a look and see what's happened since then. I mean, in this case, Darko even drew in the gray box showing where to get in, where to put your stop. I don't know what more could possibly be done for showing you a setup. Let me show you what that was. It was this up in the upper left. That's probably a monthly ACAT. So he went down to his entry time frame, which is the daily chart. He showed you. He just drew in this box like this, right, and said, "This is where the entry is. This is when price was up here. This is where the entry is. This is where the stop is." I hope that you can see how kind of powerful that is, all right? So what happened after getting filled? Well, it ran up all the way up. Do you think this is a good level here? Let me just put this line. I got to show you this. This line right here, up into here. That is, let me just make that the right color. Hang on a sec. I like to have different colors for my different lines. I just want to show you on this one here. I'll just make that on my daily chart. Okay, so it ran up to here, and this is up in this area here. You're up over 200 pips, well beyond the initial stop, and just look where it reacted. This is like a pretty logical level, right? Super good level of expected resistance. Don't forget, this was a counter trend trade. Counter trend means hands-on. That means like really on top of your trade management. This is a great example of exactly what that means. Once price gets moving, okay, so you get filled here. Once price gets moving, your job is to get the risk out of that as soon as practical, okay? I'll show you. When price hits here, you get filled. It goes a little bit down, doesn't do anything. Now it shoots up very strongly, and on this candle, it actually even establishes the entire candle above this line. Instead of having your stop down here, you can now move it up underneath this wick right here, okay? And then it goes up here and hits your over 200 pips on a risk that was less than that. I mean, take some profit, right? This is because this is a counter trend trade. Trade management is just so huge, especially when you're trading counter trend, as in this case. So now what? Well, we don't know, do we? Okay. This is, I mean, obviously this is a winning trade no matter what. And the idea, like I say, is to make sure that you take some profit out of this thing, well, as it's moving in your favor on a counter trend trade like this. So now you can follow it along and see what happens with it, because if it gets going up into this green line is the next level up for monthly expected resistance. And if it gets up there, now we're into some nice reward risk trading, and it could very easily get there. Who knows? Like I say, you put these trades on because we know that they're a good odds trade. And then after that, it's up to the market, and we just be impeccable risk managers and let the market do its thing. All right, thanks so much. So there you go. And by the way, something else we mentioned in the webinar that you might want to know about is that we have tutorials on how you can take on these longer term trades with much less initial pip risk for those with smaller account sizes. Very powerful. So you can check that out as well, those comments that we made in the webinar video. And again, there's a link to that in the text below this video or in the email that you received. Don't forget that the very juicy offer that we made, our new pricing offer and options, expires this Sunday, September the 18th. So check that out. Alrighty, thank you so much, everybody. Hope you all have a great weekend.